Grimmspeed the Alchemist. Today is Saturday. What is it, May 23rd? Just got a call from Blueprint that they have a Evo X that's requesting a flex fuel tune. So I'm going to go over there, check out the car, see what's going on. I think it's a car that I've tuned before on 93 and stock ECU. I'm sorry, stock turbo. But the guy, I think his name is David, he has an upgraded turbo now, 3076 GTX, and he is going to do a flex fuel 93, all that stuff. Stock motor, stock cam, stock everything. He has exhaust, I think like a ansu 320 fuel pump, and FIC 1200 cc's. So just gonna do a Tephra V3 stock ECU flex fuel tune. Those are awesome. That Tephra, thank you. David Shirley, thank you. Really changed the Evo game with his upgrades, and you know, he's only asking $100 for that, so that's we're willing to pay. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, it's a really good setup. We're gonna try to get to close to 5 as possible, but he daily drives it. And you know, like, I'm very wary of the Evo X's because of these exhaust valves and everything. I've spoken to one of the known biggest head builders in Evo game, Kurt Brown, and I was like, hey, you know, like, I think they're like sodium filled or hollow or something. He's like, yeah, they're actually hollow, and the exhaust side snaps very easily. So it's a very good idea to get an upgrade if you have an Evo X on your exhaust side at least. And also, like, if you're gonna put cams, especially large cams, you should get upgraded the Myvec cam gear on the exhaust side. They come sometimes kind of warp from the stiffness of the spring. Luckily, I just looked online, and there's a company that makes billet Myvec cam gear, so we don't have to delete it anymore, which is awesome. But then again, if you're running like large cams, you're not using the exhaust Myvec for overlap anyway, you'll get the car, you know, stuttering and stuff like that. But yeah, going there right now. Beautiful day in Naperville, Illinois. Going to Blueprint Autosport there, and I will try to make a thorough video as possible for those who are tuning cars yourself and looking to basically do a Tephra V3 flex fuel. There's some confusion about it. There is Tephra actually made a website. Look at this guy. What the hell? I would love to have one of those bikes right now. Either way, Tephra V3, he actually put a how-to online. You can definitely check that out. It's pretty, you know, pretty self-explanatory. But some of us that are tuning our cars, we're not professional tuners, we're not commercial tuners. You've only done like maybe a few cars, and those are your own, or maybe your buddies. May need some pointers in the technical how to set that map up. I will try to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the video and then go back in and show you on Facebook. Show you on ECU Flash how to set that up properly, how to log the ethanol content sensor itself. Try to be as thorough as possible, and if you guys have questions, you can let me know. But yeah, today we're going to do a Tephra V3, so stay tuned. So before I actually load the car on the dyno and start making power, at this point I've actually took it on the street scaled my MAF, scaled my injectors, did light wide open throttle, make sure the AFR on the street is fine, is steady. But it does have some changes when you put it on the dyno. I'll adjust for it as I'm on the dyno. Keep it a little bit rich on the dyno because sometimes when I go on the street, wide open throttle, it does go lean. And sometimes the reverse happens, which is acceptable. All right, so he's going to be strapping this on. And I'm going to see what I'm going to log. So I like to do 2 by RPM. You want to do barrel, PSI, PSG, wideband, load, timing, NOxum, throttle position, injector pulse width. I'm also going to do, since I already done the injector scaling and everything, I don't need to do short-term fuel trims and all that stuff. I don't usually. I do, however, for the first few runs, do MAFCAL and MAPCAL, and I'll also do MyVec target and MyVec actual. Just gonna test if it's logging.
Link engaged.
Alright. Everything seems to be good.
Yo, get the car, man. Get the car.
Link disengaged.
Alright. It's telling me to kill the truck with the fumes. Alright, well, we'll continue the video once we start tuning again. So we basically did a little bit of run just to make sure the car rolls well. I adjusted some stuff. It was kind of rich. Boost was low just for the test run, but now this is their actual base run that we're going to do to get our actual data so we can adjust it to what the car wants. Alright. What's going on with the boost? That was almost a perfect run. AFR, everything was solid. He made 398 and 307 torque. That's exactly what I want. We're gonna post up the runs as we do. But let's take a look at the log. See exactly what's going on. He's obviously on the right side. He's running like 11 something, but also this time I will, the car has oil running through it right now. It's a good idea to leave it a little bit on, let the oil circulate, cool down. So what I'm doing right now is putting the boost request in to the exactly what I logged, because that's the way I want it. Now that I know the wastegate duty cycle is correct, I'm going to leave the mid-range a little rich during peak torque because I know it gets a little leaner on the street, and during peak torque it could run a little bit more timing. It's a little bit on the rich side, but it's a customer's car, not my car, so I'd rather have it that way. All right, increase the timing just a little bit. what's going on. So this one made 415, 304. Let's take a look at the logs. So we jumped up basically 1 degree of timing, about 20 horsepower, which is awesome. So you're in the efficiency range right now. Even though I'm in the efficiency range, I don't want to go above a certain timing. So that's what I'm checking for, what I'm exactly running up top, and see if there's room for a little bit more. Let me add 1 more degree and see what that does. This is a 93. I don't want to, overdo it. Right now, I am actually looking to see how smooth the timing map is and how the computer is running my timing commands. You want it to be as smooth as possible, especially at 93. You don't want huge changes in the timing from one RPM to another. So I wanted to see where I can add the timing up top. And it looks like I'm still within 1 or 2 degrees of each other. So I'm comfortable adding 1 or 2 degrees right when the MyVac turns off up top.
I feel it's better than Miguel's car, right?
So we had another car with the same turbo. He had issues. We were telling him, hey, like your MyVac is basically not listening to what I'm saying. He had blow valve issue. He didn't want to listen. And he bought the turbo. The guy sold the car. He bought the turbo. This person bought the turbo kit from the other person. And his car is exactly the same setup, same turbo. It's just running really, really good. That goes to show you, like you gotta take care of your car. You gotta listen to the person who's, knee deep in your car and is telling you this is wrong. All right, so I adjusted the timing just a little bit. Let's see what it does. I don't want to make too much. It is 93. So increasing the timing did not make any changes. We had the same power. So what I'm going to do now is back the timing down to what it was before, because advancing the timing is not making any difference. Let's just keep it safe. And we're going to save this at 93. And now we're going to switch fuels. So this is at 27 pounds, 27, 28. He's running like 15 to 16 degree timing up top, and he made 415 and 304 on a 30 GT30 on 93. All right, so we got the ethanol in. It's 98% we put X98, but it's actually 94%. There's some in the system. You want to start with the highest level of ethanol you can find. Right now I'm just going to do some light runs just to see if the fueling is correct for this kind of fuel, and then we'll start making power. What I'm doing now is making sure the Evo scan is reading the voltage on the ethanol content sensor. fueling was a little bit rich down low, a little bit lean up top. Let's take care of that. On the last run, the car actually developed an exhaust leak. If you listen carefully, turn up the volume, you can actually hear the exhaust sounds different. During the spool up, you can clearly hear an extra sound when it's spooling. Hear something in the car. Maybe like a leak or something. Yep, exhaust leak. Should I go home? Huh? Should I go home? Yeah. So this car actually has a tubular manifold for a stock location Gtx-3071, which developed a leak. So we basically have to change the manifold or correct the leak somehow. So stay tuned. Continuation of the flex fuel tuning Evo X.